Hey, what's up guys, Joshua Boost here and welcome back to another Digimon video. Today we have the finals from locals and we have myself on the left playing D Brigade against my friend Bruce on Bloomlord. And yes, I know I've been showing a lot of Bloomlord on the channel. However, the deck is very inexpensive and it is very good, so it makes sense that it's very popular. Regardless, getting into the game, we see me starting by going into the floaty Commandramon and then sticking dick with Izzy, which is nice because that means that I get to see how I will resolve both the Powdermon effect and the Commandramon effect, and in this case I'm going to draw the memory boost and then Pagu into the 2-dropped Commandra and then float into the floaty Commandra, which is very nice. However, we see Bruce actually pick up the Powdermon from BT9 here, which says that Digimon can't be played by effects. So that means that actually my Commandramon is not going to be able to resolve. I do wrongfully actually resolve the effect here because I'm pretty sure I should have reviewed the top 3 and then just go to the bottom of the deck and nothing happens. But instead of that, I just don't do the effect at all, which I think is the wrong way to resolve the effect. But it shouldn't outcome the rest of the match, I think. Anyway, we see Bloomlord still setting up here by playing the memory boost there. And yeah, I just go into another Commandra, and yeah, my hands just love Commandramon, which is a little bit rough. I also have the Pride Memory Boost, of course, which at this point doesn't really do anything because of the Pokemon that's on the field, so I'm just hard dropping the 4-drop Commandra every time here. I do have to admit, even though the Pokemon from BT9 is pretty annoying, it is also very strong against Bloomlord. Like, it's not a one-sided floodgate like Madoki Betamon or Terramon, for example. So as you see here, he has to evolve over it at some point to just get rid of it. And at that point, my memory boost and the floating Commandramon will be live again. But yeah, we see Samsalmon tap the EX3 Pokemon here to bring out Palmon. And then the Pokemon is eventually going to suspend my Commandramon. Palmon doesn't hit here. And now he... if he Digisorbs by suspending one of his guys, he's going to be able to run over my my Commandramon, but for now we're not really seeing a level 5. His Palmon hits into the Darkramon. Getting Darkramon Treasure is actually quite nice because you can get access to it via the old Darkramon, the BT4 one. He actually goes into Agitar here. Which is nice because it means even in the end he doesn't out my Commandramon, so I'm going to be able to do some more checks. You see him reading Darkramon there. Still a new card, right? So floating Commandramon is going to swing, hit to Agitar, then first Pagu, get Tank to hand, which is nice, and then Commandramon float into Commandramon, the big guy again. And now I have 2 of the 5k beater Commandros on field. Going to swing into security there, hit into a Hydramon, and then I think I'll probably go for Ultimate Flare because it's I actually go for 2-drop, and okay, yeah, so that makes sense, right? So I'm going into the 2-drop here because he only has 1 security left, and this guarantee, well, it doesn't guarantee, but if I keep one of the guys on field, and I also have Grumble in hand, I'm pretty sure, so I just need to keep one of the commanders on field, and then next turn I will have game. So the extra 2 memory, it's sure it will allow him to do more, but hopefully he won't be able to out both my Commandramon. And that way I'll be able to go for game next turn. However, he does have a nice setup here, going to Agitar, then into Mimi. And now he's going to be able to suspend one of my Commandras to potentially run over it, and then maybe with something like Hydramon, get rid of the other one. And then I'll be in quite a tough spot. But maybe he doesn't have Hydramon. We don't know that, of course. If he does, though, that's going to be quite rough for us. And the way he's playing it, it does look like he has access to it. But he doesn't, actually. Actually going into Bloomlord here. Then he's going to be able to gain 3 memory and then another one from Hydramon, so it's still his turn. But now it looks like it's probably going to be my game on the next turn. So he didn't have the Hydra. He's going to go for 2 checks, 14k though. Hit into Ultimate Flare, which gets rid of his entire field, but like, it doesn't even matter. Even if the Bloomlord survived, you would have probably still pest turn by playing something like a Rookie or something. Yeah, as we see here, and then I still could have gone attack and then Grumble for game. Which is what we see happen here. So yeah, really kind of showing off when Commandra can really shine, right? But try just going super aggressive in the early game. Even though I do think that with the new support, it definitely does have some new control options, which allow you to play the game in a different way, which is also very strong. And allows you to like clear boards and stuff, which at first it really couldn't do without playing the 8 cost options, right? So yeah, Bloomlord going to start here, Argomon going to the BT9 Pokemon. And then he's going to hard play Pelmon, review the top 4. Revealing double Agitar, Weedmon, and Blossomon. And he's going to go for doing a little think there. Actually going to add the Agitarmon, it looks like. And then that puts me to 3. So yeah, let's see. Probably some Commandramons are going to come down. First going to Izzy to stack the deck. Actually revealing quite some nice reviews there. Darkramon, Commandramon, the 2-drop, and Seusramon. I'm having to do a little think here, but seems like I decide the order doesn't really matter. Going to evolve into Commandramon. And then... Okay, so yeah, I kind of disagree with the way I played this. This was like the second local I think I played this deck, so I was still kind of getting used to it. But I definitely think it's more important to early game just threaten more aggression, so I probably should have just... evolved into a Commandramon and then played the 2-drop Commandramon, and then just keep the Seusra for later, for when I can do a push involving it and Tantramon basically, which is I think the better way to play the deck. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out, because like now I can just do 1 check and then it will survive, right, because of jamming, and then I can play down another Digimon. And that's just 1 damage basically, right? And also missed the memory boost there, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, if I just played the Commandramon as well, I could have done 2 checks, and it would have been just better, right? 2 checks is better than 1 check. Since the Commandramon, it isn't going to evolve into Tantramon anyway, because it didn't have access to it. So at that point, like, there is no real use going into the Seusramon, especially since I know it's going to be out at this turn anyway. But yeah, this should be relatively easy for Bruce to deal with the Bloomlord deck. He does have a nice amount of setup, so you can potentially even go into Bloomlord here if he has access to it, or maybe into a Hydramon. Hydramon kind of a nice floodgate against Commandramon, because you always have to swing. That's what the deck does, and you have a real hard time outing the Hydramon unless you have access to both the old Darkramon and the new Darkramon. Agitar is going to bring out Red Veggie here. And then he's going to Digisorb into Blossomon, which is nice, plays around potential Ultimate Flare when he's attacking, right? Because if he does attack now, then I have to pick like what I'm gonna Ultimate Flare, either the Blossomon or the Agitarmon, and then he gets to keep the other one, while the Red Veggie would have been deleted since it is a 3 cost. We actually do see the Hydramon coming down here. Suspend... Oh yeah, he's going to spend Blossomon, is better, right? For the memory gain effect. And it doesn't matter because he's not gaining any memory here, but just in case I bring out like Darkramon or Grumblemon or something like that, this is a slightly better play. And then, like I said, he just outs the Seusramon, and I don't even get the Babu effect, so definitely should have played it a little bit differently. I do pick up Ultimate Flare there. And I do have access to a lot of memory. I'm going to pop the boost. And then flare him to get rid of most of his fields. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the Hydramon just because it's really annoying, right? I just kind of have to hope he doesn't have access to another level 6. To go into with the Blossomon. And just kind of behind here, right? Because like the Commandramon and Raising obviously isn't really gonna do anything. I do have access to, I think, both Darkrai and Grumble though, so potentially at some point I could go for like Southern 3 checks. But... Oh, we see Parasauromon, which is something Bruce was testing. I'm pretty sure he cut it from the deck by now. But it's basically like another Pokemon. Only it's not searchable and it's too to evolve, so it's not like perfect. It does look like it does have access to another level 6 here. Or it isn't really worth it going into it. I'm just kind of looking at the trash there, because I can potentially set up the Hydramon with the Darkramon though, if I decide to go for that. I'm not sure if I will though. No, I'm just gonna play down both the floating Commandramon and the EX3 Commandramon, or the decoy Commandramon, whatever you want to call it. Would have been better if I had 2 of the floating Commandramon. But to be honest, if he has Hydra, it doesn't matter anyway, because he can just spin to the bottom of the deck, and then the floating Commandramon can't float, right? Now he's going to stun both my guys, and I think he gives the uses Samantha Santi to stun or to suspend my BT4 Commandramon, and then use the Poem to suspend the EX3 Commandramon. So it looks like he still doesn't have access to Hydra yet, because if he did, well, maybe he does, right? Actually, just going to swing to security, hit it to Kazu there, which is nice for me, not for him. Even though definitely need another turn, right, to start setting up, because I need something in raising. He's just gonna pass him. I'm playing Green Memory Boost, which is not perfect since it puts me to 1, and then Izzy will put me to 3, and Kazu will put me to 4. So it kind of like gives me a lot of free memory in a way. But he probably didn't have like another play. And from the board state he has right now, it's definitely very possible he's going to be able to win the game next turn if there isn't anything in security. I am playing a lot of security bombs though. But yeah, there's really not much I can do, right? I'm not sure how many D Brigade I have in trash. Like, again, I do have the Dark Draw, so potentially I could go Dark Draw, run over the Blossomon, and set up for like a big push next. Oh no, I can't really set up for a big push, because if I do stack the deck with 5 of the D Brigades, I know there is no EX3 Darkramon, in my top cards or in my hand, so I won't have access to it. So the push I'm gonna do is like going to be not as good. And I'm actually just going to go into Grumble here, which I think I'm doing because I want to draw into the. Oh no, because I want to out one of his guys. It's fair enough. And now I think I played this incorrectly. I do explode the Commandramon there, which is nice, but definitely think this wasn't the line. Oh, it is what it is. Definitely could have played that a little bit differently. And now we're just gonna get absolutely destroyed by the BT9 Pokemon, right? Because I have 2 floating Commandramon on the field, which are both just gonna whiff, or not even gonna be able to. Even if you hit, they're not gonna be able to bring anything out, which is really, really rough. Oh, but actually, he decides to go more aggro here, go into Sunflower, bring out Pelmon. And now he hits the Bloomlord and Blossomon, and I think that's probably what I was looking for. Like, was probably just looking for a level 6. Draw 2 from Gummymon. And now, if he has, I was about to say, if he has like another Blossomon or any Digimon, that's really good for him. Which he does. And now if he's really lucky, he's even going to be able to survive with the check. Which he does, he hits into Kazu again. And then that means Bloomlord is going to be able to attack for 3 checks. And then if he has another Bloomlord, that's just going to be game right. Because essentially it's evolving for free because it costs 4 and then it gains 4 memory back. Then draw for Sunflowermon, I think. Now he's going to be able to do 3 checks with piercing. So hitting over the Hydramon there. Hitting just 2 Commandramon and Hagurumon, and then if he has another Bloomlord, that's just the end of it. Which he does, as you see here, and that's it. Like, I probably should have played my last turn a little bit differently, but honestly, I don't think it would have mattered. But it's always good to reflect on how you played, even if in the end it wouldn't have mattered, because there's always scenarios, right, where it could have mattered. But yeah, I'm going to start. Like, I prefer going second, honestly, but against Bloomlord, I think it's alright to start. Or it's better to start, just because it's really easy for them to set up and pass you to 1 memory. Once again, starting with the Commandramon Izzy, which I think is literally the 3rd game in a row where that's my starting play. And we see that I actually rearrange it so that I get access to the DevX. Or we know that I will have access to it, which is of course pretty much a hard counter against the Bloomlord deck. So we'll see if that comes up. However, he does now know that it will be in my hand, so he can play around it, of course. Going to go into memory boost there. I really think the memory boost cards are honestly better than Tamers are in decks like Bloomlord or Wargrey or stuff like that, because it's just so hard to really interact with them. Yeah, of course there's memory blockers, but let's be honest, most of the decks at this point have outs to the memory blockers anyway. And it's just so annoying, like when you hit them in security, your opponent suddenly has access to 2 more memory. Or, you know, vice versa, if your opponent hits it in your security, you feel so good, right? Because again, unless they have a memory blocker, it's just so hard to really do anything against it. I'm gonna go Hydramon there, pitch Commandra to draw 2 cards. Draws me the X and the Commandra. Because I don't want to swing at this point with the floaty Commandra, right? Because the Pokemon's on the field again, which is super annoying. Like, honestly, cards like that are really hard. They hinder the deck a lot, and D Brigade is one of the few decks that doesn't really have an easy out against them. Yes, of course, there's stuff like Ultimate Flare, but that costs 8 memory, right? It's going to go into Mimi here. Go to swing of Haguru and tap Kazu to draw a card and discard a card. Go to discard Commandramon. Haguru gets deleted. He has the Parasaur in the back. And we'll have 5 memory to work with, which is a lot. I do have Ultimate Flare and Def X here though. Which is definitely... I decided to swing anyway, just because I feel like I have to do some damage. And this time I will resolve the Commandra correctly, so I'm gonna review the top 3. And yeah, they just go to the bottom of the deck. Which is... I'm quite sure that's how it's supposed to work. And then just going to play double Commandramon, since he's going to 3 anyway. Play the blocker and the decoy one. To just, you know, put some pressure there. And maybe I do have extra Grumblemon, so if for some reason he's not able to out any of my guys, then potentially I could go for game next turn. He's going to pop the boost. And then going to Agitar. That card is so good, right? Agitarmon. The Inheritable, where you gain an additional memory when something from you is suspended, I think is also really strong. Going to Blossom on there. And now... Parasaurmon is going to stun my my Commandramon. Mimi hatch another Gummy, going to Terriermon. And Agitar effect is going to bring out Pelmon. Pelmon review the top 4. And he hits another Pomemon, which is super annoying. I think he was playing 2. And now he has seen both. Which is a little bit rough. But that's one of the things that makes the Bloomlord deck so good, right? You can play stuff like the Pomemon. Both the Pomemon are actually insane in certain matchups. Like the suspension one is obviously always insane, but the not play Digimon by cards effects, just in some matchups it's so good. Including against D Brigade and in the mirror. He actually hits it to Iron Fist there though, which is nice. That's definitely good for me. Now we're gonna see how he's going to end this turn. And he's actually going to go into the Hydramon there to spin my my guy. Then he gains 1 memory from the Hydramon effect. I'm drawn to Ultimate Flare. At this point I can drop Def X for 11, but that's not worth it, right? If anything, Flare is actually better here because it will out this entire field if I do decide to play it. It's also probably good, yeah, to swing with the Commandramon now. Because we know he has access to Pomu next turn, and right now it's not on the field. And, you know, the odds of it getting lead are pretty big. But, of course, for some reason it doesn't. I do hit into the memory boost here. And, yeah, I just decided to go for the Flare play that I mentioned earlier. Which I definitely think is fair enough. And now we're gonna see some very, very crazy Bloomlord shenanigans. He does have a lot of memory, and you're going to see what the deck can do with a lot of memory, even with just 1 guy in raising. Even though, spoilers, there is going to be a legal play that might actually influence the outcome of the match quite a bit. I'm not sure if it would have it could have mattered. I'm not sure if it would have, but yeah, you're gonna see it in a bit. He's going to go Agitar there. Then tap the Palmon to bring out Red Veggie. Oh no, sorry, a Ponu. I'm doing a little thing there. Pop the boost. And now he goes into evolve into Red Veggie. And then he's going to evolve that into the Argomon for free. And yeah, you can't suspend anything with my guy. Then draw a card for Sunflower, I think. And right, this is where the thing happens, right? He goes into Bloomlord here. And keeps turn, which is fine. Unsuspend, also fine. But now you'll see he's going to attack, but he can't because that Digimon was just played this turn. And then to make matters worse, when he attacks, he's going to use the Argomon ability to bring out the Pokemon, which again, he couldn't have attacked to begin with. So what he could have done is evolve over the Agitar, and then it's really funny though, like what he hits in Scoot here though. Anyway, he could have evolved over the Agitar and then swing with the Bloomlord and then do 2 checks. But that means that the Commandramon actually, you know, it would have hit. And there would have been a Commandramon on my field. And the Pokemon wouldn't be on his field. Or like potentially like it could get on the field by hard playing, right? But he wouldn't have been able to also play the memory boost. And he would have done 1 less check. And if there was a Digimon on my side of the field, maybe I could have... I would have started with 5 memory, right, because of Izzy and the double Kazu. And then I could have gone to 9 even with the memory boosts. I'm not sure like what my hand is, but I probably could have just out this entire field by like playing Defex and then playing Ultimate Flare or something like that. Which definitely would have been very strong, and I would have had 2 security, so yeah. However, I didn't do that, and now I'm stuck in what they call a pickle. And I'm also gonna misplay this turn to essentially cause me to lose the game, because yeah, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play the Commandramon and then play Ultimate Flare, where I probably just should have played the Defex, the Commandramon and the Defex, because it would have accomplished pretty much the same. But I didn't want to de-divorce with Bloomlord because it means that he could have gone into another Bloomlord potentially. But in hindsight, I should have just done the Defex, like I said. Would have been better. Also would have cost less. Like would have cost 5, I'm pretty sure. So I could have maybe played like a blocker Commandramon as well. I'm not sure if I have access to that in the hand, but definitely would have been better. But yeah, you can safely assume that unless there's a 5th card with security effect in my security, then I'm not gonna win this game. And what are the odds of that, right? Very, very low. But we do hit it, but it's not gonna matter. So that's sick. Our security was like Kazu, Izzy. Memory boost. Pretty funny, but not gonna save us here. And he's just going to be able to go into Bloomlord again for game. So yeah, a little misplay there, but it is what it is. And maybe it would have mattered, maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, GG regardless.